Viewer discretion is advised. Warning. Some viewers may find the following video offensive. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and good evening and welcome to another Sunday surgery here on the Elite FPL channel. And I'll just move the camera so I can actually be there. Hello, Steve-O. It's been a while since... has it been a while? I don't even know when it was since we last both on together, to be honest. This weekend has gone very quickly. Football's been kind of weird because it's kind of spread out across a load of days. I've really not been on the Discord or on social media or any forums to kind of get people's reactions. I did watch the match today. I was at my sister's for the usual Sunday roast and very much enjoyed it, apart from the football, which I didn't enjoy. It's, for me, been very disappointing. But for many others, they may be happy. I guess especially if you gambled and brought in one Kevin De Bruyne. Very few and far between, though, on that one. Class yourself as very fortunate. Lots of knee-jerk reactions again, which pisses me off. The price rises last night. I see Kevin De Bruyne went up straight away. People just can't wait to get him in their team. Don't blame. I mean, it's the herd mentality. It's the sheep mentality again, isn't it? Just gotta get that player. Just brought in a haul, chasing those points. I mean, I think maybe triggering the button a bit early, but you know, I dare say he's going to be in everyone's FPL team in the next couple of weeks anyway. Steve-O, I'm disappointed. You wildcarded. Not going to beat around the bush here. How is it going for you so far?
One word, shit. It's terrible.
Do you regret your wildcard, yes or no?
Especially after Watkins gets you a whopping 1 point. I laugh, but it's just
Foden got me 1 more point than that.
It's just depressing. It really is just utterly depressing. And I said to you privately on a WhatsApp message group that I wish I just went through with that just to annoy you out of spite.
The Nunes
4-3-4-3 and just play Darwin captain because Haaland ain't going to be playing for at least 2 or 3 matches. He ain't going to be playing Burnley. Kevin De Bruyne ain't going to be playing either.
No, but it's not going to stop the masses getting him in.
It's meant to. Have you seen the transfers in? 406,000 people.
Oh, it's just indicative of the amount of people that are just reactionary. There's so many reactionary players. There's not that. There's probably about 800,000 out of all of the players in the game that probably are proactive with their teams. The rest of them are just, oh, that player did good. I'll get him in. And it's like, it's literally the single-celled organisms out there that just think, oh, yeah, I can't think for myself. Oh, I missed out on the points this week. Oh, I'll get him for next week. He boats to school. Yeah, and it's just like that unfortunately is. I mean, I'm not for one moment saying that KDB is not a great FPL asset, and we all know, but he's not played all season. He looked very good. Yes, don't get me wrong, but he's going to be phased in. He's not going to be playing 90 minutes. And maybe you want to just hold off. Just take it easy a little bit. That being said, my reaction to the game was shit. This is what City have been missing. This is the key for City to win the Premier League. If they can keep him fit, and believe you me, they need to cover him with bloody cotton wool and make sure they wrap him up, because they cannot afford for him to go injured again. If he starts playing too many minutes and goes injured, I don't see City winning the league. And I do want to get KDB in my team purely because a fit KDB is almost a guarantee in everyone's FPL team. You know. So yeah, I'll let you finish, Stevo. Pretty shit. 29 points at the moment. Your wild card, to remind everyone, you captain Watkins. You've got João Pedro, Jota. You've got Gross playing on Monday with Pedro. He's tripled up, actually. You tripled up on the Brighton assets. You've got Estepinian as well. I respect. But notably, we can't ignore the fact your bench, you've got... Oh, you bastard.
Oh my God, you sounded exactly like the policeman in A Clockwork Orange then. I'm gonna clip that.
You fuck. You've got Richarlison.
Yeah, but he was always going to play for me. It's just the fact that the game updated.
But I didn't realise you had Richarlison until just now.
I see.
So
watch the Patreon video.
I can't. I haven't got login details. I have to get them off you again. I can't. I have to pay the $4.99. No, what's it? What was I going to say to you?
You're a bastard.
Yeah, you're a bastard. You are. You're an absolute bastard. Yeah, you fucking bastard. Sounds like that's Terrence and Phillip. Yeah, Terrence of South Park. Yeah. That's us demonetized. Oh wait, never mind. Rommel, Foden is up to his usual tricks again. When will content creators ever learn? Well, I don't know.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I didn't think he was a bad pick, to be honest. I stand by my decision.
Dale sent me a text message, and in fact, I'll read it once I get it up here. Dale, where's Dale? He said here, crying out loud. If Foden doesn't get a return out of this game, he looks so dangerous. He's so clever getting into them pockets, and that was sent at 10-6.
Oh, Foden was very much involved in most of the attack, and he looked dangerous. But it's just a frustrating thing again, where shots get blocked, one too many touches, and on another day, Foden would have returned in that game. I have no doubt about it. I'm not upset that I captained Foden. City scored 3 goals. Foden wasn't involved in any of them, but he could have easily have been involved in at least one of those goals. The way that City were playing, he was playing very central. He was in the box a lot of the time. He touched the ball in the box a lot in that game. It's just unlucky. It's one of those things. Well, it's like it's not being a troll. If he was being a troll, he would have sat back and just done, what Harry Kane used to do, not been involved in the final stages of the attack. Just basically being a midfielder and just sat back. But no, he was actually playing very advanced, and really, I feel unfortunate that Foden owners and captainers didn't get at least one assist or goal from him in that game, personally. Surprised, obviously, that you... I know why you benched Walker, of course, but you've got others that you have to try and get into your team this week. But surprised to see a Walker assist. That's a rare thing. That's like unicorn shit, that is. Good evening, Woodstock. Chris, how you doing, mate? Walker looks good as well, attacking and getting the assist this week. Well, yeah, come on, let's behave. He's going to get 1 assist a season. My Garnacho transfer went well. In the pocket of your doggy, wasn't he? Most of the game. To be fair, couple of chances that Rashford could have squared to him, the back post, he could have slotted it in, but I'm not gonna delve and moan about too much. Garnacho is what you pay for him at the end of the day. You pay in 4.7, 4.8, whatever he is now. What do you expect? You know, he's going to get you returns every now and again. He's not going to get you returns every week, but he's going to be playing a decent amount of minutes for United. And to be honest, he was one of the better players today in that attack for United. You know, what I mean by that was, yes, your doggy did kind of deal with him majority of the game, but you know, he tried and he did a lot to kind of at least to bring the ball forward and create attacks for United when United would go on the counter attack. I think he dealt with the slow build up play from United to a T, but when it comes to counter attack and over the balls and cutting passes through the high defensive line, I thought if United scored, you know, a winner in that game, I thought that Garnacho could have easily been involved in it. Just wasn't meant to be, and United did not look like they were going to do it. So, animations hits the nail on the head. He's a great enabler for the likes of Salah and Haaland. Yes. People putting their scores in. 34-6 to go. Well done. Yeah. Okay. Let's just. Again, I mean, I really don't know. What went wrong this week? Let's just cover the games. Let's bring up the screen. So it wasn't the fact that people weren't scoring goals. It was the wrong people that were scoring goals for me. You know, Palmer got him in the team like everyone else now. Even you've brought him in on your wild card, Steve-O. I must admit I didn't see that game. Am I gutted I didn't captain him? Well, it is what it is. I'm not going to...
Were you ever thinking of captaining him?
I mean, he was the overwhelming pick, wasn't he, on the Scout website? He was the most popular in the Discord that I saw, and I think that if I was playing it super safe, yeah, I would have captained Palmer, but I thought I'd be different, play Foden as a captain. I was looking forward to this weekend having the different captain to a lot of people. I'm not sure what the final statistics were, the amount of people that actually captained Foden. I wouldn't imagine it would be very high. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's just been a fail. It's been a fail, but it hasn't stung me yet, because obviously the likes of Watkins, likes of Saka yet to play, who was another big captaincy pick. So if Saka comes through and gets a goal and an assist, obviously Palmer's got 10. It's going to hurt. I've already seen a red arrow. I've gone down 100,000 places, whatever it is. You've gone up, even though even though where you are right now doesn't mean much. But yeah, I think for me the biggest disappointment was Watkins, Foden. Really, those two players. Still got a lot of players to play, Steve-O, and it's a long game week, so I'm not going to get too upset about it just yet.
I think the overriding factor is we're going to have to wait for game week 22 to see the real impact of this game week, because game week 22 starts pretty much straight after this. Well, it's the week after this game weekend, so it finishes on Monday, the whatever it is, and then it returns on the following Tuesday, as in the following week Tuesday. The game weekend's on 22nd of January, and we've got a week break, and then it comes back on Tuesday, and then it's back.
I start
on
my job on the 22nd
of January, obviously January.
Yeah, I've got a start date. So.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, I found out Friday. So
that's good.
I've got a look. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I've just got a lot of stuff to sort out, like the remaining things for the house before the baby comes along, and the fact that I've still got to get all of like my PPE equipment sorted. So
I'm assuming they provide that for you though.
Things like Yeah, yes and no. So some things I need to get myself, because I'll be starting off as a contracted, like self-employed, on a probationary period before they take me on as a full-time.
Let's hope they tell you that you've got the job, unlike my place.
So you get 13 weeks apparently of, just what, kind of going through the whole rigmarole. What do you mean about your place?
Well, they have not told me anything about my probation period or anything. They've just
kept quiet. Really?
Yes. Well, I'm not going to go into it live.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that's anyway. Yeah. Hopefully they don't do that. They'll pee me off. But yeah, let's just get your team up on the screen. Again, we'll get it up, and we'll also talk about the results. Is there anything you have to say about the results initially that you want to get off your chest? Captain Watkins, obviously, not much different to Foden.
Well,
we fail.
I'm sure we'll get into the games in a minute, but I couldn't watch that game. That was fucking diabolical, Everton versus Aston Villa. I mean, I think if that Moreno goal stood, and I still... God, the whole VAR thing on that was just painful. Took like 4 minutes.
I didn't see it. What happened? What happened? Sorry.
Moreno had the ball played across to him. He smashes it, goes in the back of the net. Everybody's cheering. Everton fans are like, "Great goal! Let's just get on with the next period of play." And it's VAR comes in. Eventually, after half an hour, 4 minutes, they see that Bailey was marginally offside. It was just morbid. I think if Aston Villa get that goal, I think they then go on to win pretty comfortably. Everton offered nothing. Everton offered absolutely nothing in that game. And then, to be honest, once that goal was disallowed, they could have played on for another 90 minutes. It was no one was ever going to score in that game. It was woeful. Really
what was causing that? Was it Everton playing deep and just sitting back and off the ball, like just frustrating? Or was it just the fact that there was not enough chances created by either team?
There were plenty of chances created by Aston Villa. They just weren't really taking them, like shots wildly. In fact, think Timo Werner today. He got into some great positions. And then every time
but that's the story of his life, mate. In the Premier League, I mean.
That was Aston Villa today. They didn't really test Pickford at all. And... yeah, it was an off day for Aston Villa, and for Everton, it's a very, very good, well, I say fortuitous. I think a draw in the end suited both, but Everton offered nothing whatsoever. My favourite player, Dan Juma, he looked all right. He only played because McNeil was out, but other than that, the whole thing of Ollie Watkins captain, God Almighty, just pain. Especially, he got a yellow card, right? For literally.
I saw that. I saw he got a yellow card. I was like, I looked at it and I thought, my initial thought was, I wonder what Steve thought about that.
Well, I just laughed. I generally was just like, what? What did he do?
Yeah. A couple of things I want to say. Thank you to Harry, member for 21 months, grassroots member. Remember, everyone, members, you need to be on the 99p level membership, because by the end of this month, we will be removing the other tiers. The reason we're keeping it for the moment is to allow people time to move over across. So you should switch over to the 99p tier, because we're removing the higher tiers on YouTube. Just to make a mention of that to ensure that everyone's get fair warning. If you don't change the tier down to 99p, we will remove the other tiers, and you will lose, obviously, the membership, but you'll be refunded for the month's membership. So just giving everyone fair warning on that. Why are we doing that? It's because we've switched over to Patreon, and all of our content that we are doing additionally is now being exclusively on Patreon, purely because YouTube are greedy motherfuckers, essentially. And I think I'm allowed to say that. Hopefully we don't get in trouble for saying that, but they are. And good luck in my job. Thank you, Dan the man. I'm certainly a little bit out of my comfort zone because it's completely different skills. I've not got a clue how quickly I'm going to be able to pick up the general day-to-day work. It's going to be a lot more involved physically, which is, I think, a good thing because at the moment I've just been a potato sat in this shed for 8 hours a day in front of a computer screen, doing video graphic work, website work, not looking out of a window because there's no windows in here, not speaking to any other human beings. So I'm literally becoming an introvert, even though I regard myself in most of my life as being an extroverted person. I want to, just go out and just, the great thing is I'll be working outdoors with some people that are going to be taking the piss out of me because it's like in the building world, or it's civil engineering side of things. So it's going to be like a lot of tradesmen around. So it's going to be banter central. So I'm looking forward to developing that and certainly developing my practical skills in that sense. And it hopefully be a job that I can warm to. If not, then I might have to just go delivering pizzas for Domino's, which isn't the worst job in the world. Or I might get a job at Tesco, which is the worst job in the world. Animations, what could generally be gone for me if Haaland is fit? I can hear a faint noise, world's smallest violin.
I wouldn't. Well, going on that, don't even. But Harry, I see you're here, Harry. I'm not gonna embarrass you with the brilliant advice you gave me regarding Haaland. But Haaland, don't even bother with animations until you get categorical information from Pep Guardiola himself. Don't go anywhere near Haaland. I've already regretted holding him, bringing him in, Harry.
So just want to quickly clarify, I won't be on building sites per se. I'll be on restricted area sites or restricted access sites, working with the water company local to my area, mainly doing and servicing the water sample stations and things like that. So that's basically what I'll be doing. Sorry, Steve-O, carry on.
Well, no, I was just saying that even if Haaland comes through this Abu Dhabi warm weather training, he's not starting against Burnley. So you can cross that straight off your list. And then the preceding fixtures, I've bookmarked him in for, I reckon his very first start will be just literally for pure warm-up circumstances, will be against Everton. That's why I've bookmarked him in for his first start. And then he's ready for Copenhagen straight away. And then they've got a run of 10. I don't know if you've seen this fixture list, Jace. I talked about it on Patreon. Their fixtures after from Copenhagen are very, very, very important. Mm-hmm. They have got Chelsea, Brentford, Bournemouth, Man United, Copenhagen again, Liverpool, Brighton, Arsenal, Aston Villa. Those games are absolutely ginormous. And if you think, he may do, but if you think Pep Guardiola is going to risk Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland versus Tottenham in the FA Cup, Burnley at home, Brentford away, forget it. And then, like I say, the game against Everton could be bookmarked as his first start. So I wouldn't even bother thinking of bringing in Haaland whatsoever. It's just stick with Alvarez or bringing in potentially Darwin, which again I've begrudgingly not got now, but whatever. I'm still not going to be doing any transfers until game week 23 when I've got 2 free transfers, and then we'll have a bit more.
Well, you've set your team up, haven't you, with the wild card, so you don't need to make any.
No, but I wanted 3 Man City players,
moves.
active Man City players. And
right.
If I had Alvarez in my team, I'd be sat here relatively happy. But it's the fact that I've now got a problem with Haaland.
Well, wait until you get more information on that. Even though I doubt it, that you're going to get any clear information on whether he plays significantly.
Well, they said that he's going to be. They're looking at the end of the month. Well, that is quite literally the Burnley game is the last day of the month.
Well, you see, the more as time goes by, you might even get a leak. You never know.
What after the deadline like that? Like most of the leaks.
Yeah.
Haaland won't be playing now. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah,
great. Imagine just taking him out and then he starts. He gets like a hat trick on KDB assists or something ridiculous. If Foden starts against Tottenham in the Cup, honestly, I think he gets benched against Burnley or comes on after half-time. I don't know. I think maybe being a bit harsh down on Foden. I think Foden football-wise in the game was very, very good. Just because he didn't score FPL points, people are a little bit bitter about it. People are a bit disappointed about it, maybe clouded about that. Footballing-wise, Foden was fine. And Pep was, I would imagine, it would have been more than happy with Foden's performance in that game. Thank you again, Men in Black, for that comment. And Andre D, sometimes you just fancy a change, mate. 10 years is a long time doing the same thing over and over again. Max Roberts, welcome, mate. Evening, fellas. Pascal Gross points, please. 31.6 to go. Yeah, I mean, Steve-O will probably concur with you on that one. Personally, I don't want Brighton to get any points because so many people have brought in Brighton assets. Even Steve-O's gone for 3. Stinking up his team. But
I was going to go with 4 in Sky.
Great.
So I'm very boyish on Brighton for the next several fixtures where they have got some tasty looking games, starting with Wolves, where I do expect them to win pretty comfortably. I'd expect that game to be pretty comfortable. I have got your Cunha in my team in Sky. I will say that.
Okay.
Then they've got Sheffield United.
That player that managed to get in 6.8 seconds or something. Ridiculous. Yeah, and we will talk about very briefly your appearance on FPL Juice because I've not had a chance to speak to you on air about it, and we've obviously spoke about it on the preview, or the deadline, I should say. Thoroughly the best enjoyment from a fantasy point of view I've watched in certainly recent times. Definitely the longest stream I've watched that has not been Elite FPL related in my life, or hasn't been a Call of Duty. Like, maybe I've fallen asleep to some, but from a football point of view, I don't listen to things for that long. It was just a lot of fun, and it was a great chemistry that you guys all had on the set, and you gave me your thoughts on it after. You sent me a WhatsApp about your experience, and you talked a bit about it. I'm sure you did in the Patreon video that you've released, and it just seemed to go very naturally, and you seem to just kind of like be very comfortable in being there in that format, which is a lot different than being sat where you are now in front of a laptop. You're actually physically in a room with other people, chatting with them, laughing with them. And I'm very disappointed about you being a bit of a sissy when it comes to the smelling salts, though, mate. Definitely, you need to grow a pair on those ones, dude.
Well, I couldn't really risk me potentially snorting,
burning your nostrils out.
Burning my nostrils out and whatnot. I don't know if Harry even watched it. I know he's here now. I did do an impression of Harry. I'm not doing it. No, mate. That was one of my favourite FPL Juice moments this season, when Harry was legitimately being really serious. I'm not doing it. Just not wanting to do. Did
you catch a whiff of it at all or not?
Yeah. I was smelling it. Like, I was genuinely smelling it.
What does it smell like?
I can't really explain.
No, but what I mean, what did it hit you? Did you get an sensation, or was it very much like?
It just was like a warm smelling, and I can't explain it.
Okay. And you didn't have the pickle things. You were too chicken.
No, I'm like Harry when it comes to food. I'm not going to eat something I don't want to eat. Like, I'll give you an example, like a chicken kebab yesterday. It was the first ever kebab in my life, and I'm never going to do it again. Disgusting.
Why?
But
chicken kebabs are lovely.
Vile. Nah, not for me.
You're a funny one, aren't you? Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting. But
yet you'll eat McDonald's, which is even worse food.
Well, I won't be for the next 3 months or so with my new diet.
What are you eating?
Yeah.
What are you going to boiled chicken? Boiled chicken every day. And rice.
No. It'd be my tuna salads.
Tuna salads.
Tuna salads.
Carbs then. Oh no pasta. No pasta.
I don't eat pasta anyway.
Okay. Anyway, we're moving away from the topic now. So
I don't eat pasta.
Yeah.
What I will say is that I have done it. I don't know if you've even seen Jace, but I have recorded a video, and it's being released tomorrow at 8:00.
I did see that. Yeah, you in the out and about wearing your nice fancy coat or something about KDB and all the other stuff. So
I'll be honest, anybody even watching this now, if you're going to be thinking, oh, it's going to be about fantasy football, it's not. Don't even bother watching.
Good. I think a lot of people like the fact that things aren't always about fantasy football.
And there is a homage to me discovering, well, more specifically, watching FPL Juice from the end of last season and what I think about them and so on and so forth. So if you want to tune in for that, 8 o'clock tomorrow evening.
FPL Juice do not sponsor this channel.
No, but it is a different, because like with me and you, if we were in the same room together, specifically a studio, it would be a lot different than what we're doing now, because there's that tiny delay and, you know, all the other nonsenses that come through with chatting via Zoom or whatever you bloody use. It's a completely different experience. And I keep saying this, I think that because there were 5 individuals in there that all got on very well, it kind of allows you to.
It's basically normally. Do you forget that the cameras are even there? Like, do you?
I didn't even know I was on camera. There was a moment where I genuinely forgot that we were live streaming,
because they must have the cameras all pointing in different. They must have like 3 or 4 cameras pointing at different parts of the panels, right?
I think they got 5 cameras, 5 or 6 cameras.
Yeah. So they got to have camera per panelist, sort of. You know. So do you get a screen showing you what's live on the screen at that moment in time, or do you just get?
Yeah,
do you just get? Do you get an indication as to what camera's currently live? Do you get like a LED that lights up to say what camera's live? Oh, okay.
Again, they probably do, but I wasn't really taking any notice. I was more engaged with as me and the other 2, Nick and Ash.
Thank you, Podner.
I was just kind of like chatting into a microphone, really, and
like
I say, it was. I wish you were there, because you would have just found it fascinating, just seeing the whole setup.
Well,
because it's just
call me
mental.
Call me, arrange something. I don't know. We'll arrange something. I'm obviously far away in the land of the Midlands, so just need to get the high speed train down, don't I? When they make it,
I bet you it's quicker for you to drive down than it is for me to get across.
No, I wouldn't drive down. I would go to Birmingham. I would park in Birmingham, and I would just get the train. In fact, I wouldn't even drive to Birmingham. I would get a train from where I am into Birmingham, swap over at the city station, and then just literally get the. I think there's a train that gets to London in 1 hour 20 minutes. I think it's ridiculous. It's so fast.
So what would the total journey be then, roughly? How long?
I reckon I can get into London. I think I could get into London within an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, so you can get there
into central, like Euston Station.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So you could get to, in theory, London
on a good day. Because I don't know what it's like if there's strikes on or if there's issues going on. But I've taken the train into London and have been in there 1 hour 40 minutes. I've been in London.
Well, it takes me 50 minutes to an hour to drive to the studio, to put in perspective. So an additional 45 an hour. Yeah. So
that's ridiculous.
You know, we're not talking like
Ray, mate,
a 10-minute journey around the corner, but I'll happily do the journey because it's easy parking and it's something that I would enjoy doing on a regular basis. I am going to be going back on there for a few more appearances at the end of the month.
Yeah, I think that I think that if you enjoy the experience and they ask you to come on, or you have that good relationship with them, I think it's a great experience for you. And not only that, but you're kind of branching out and networking within the FPL community at the same time. Super chat from Ray Qureshi for 79 pence there. Thank you so much, Ray. Much appreciated, my friend. Closest to 2p, Steve-O. Is that the lowest you can get?
Did you know about this? Did you read my tweet? I don't know if you even did. I calculated all my bets this year.
Yeah.
So £67 worth of bets, all returns, all losses, everything. I'm down by 2p.
Wow.
It's such a random number.
It's that's not bad, considering how if you're not responsible, you can get yourself in a bit of a pickle with gambling. Yeah. So to be 2p down is actually not a bad thing if you have a bit of fun doing it. All the best for the new job, and baby. Thank you so much, Harbour Boy, and thank you for moving it across to your playmaker, you need to go down to Elite FPL support, mate. Do it. All the best for the new job, baby. Glad you're feeling better, Steve-O. Go Elite FPL 2024 is going to be awesome. I hope that...
Wait until the podcast tomorrow. You'll be having a different story with that.
Well, look,
I don't mean the Elite FPL one.
I'll be honest. From an Elite FPL point of view, I'm not concerned because I feel that me and Steve-O can just be ourselves and we can carry on doing what we're doing, and we're still going to have an amazing community supporting us because we've had that for so many years now. However, I feel like the most kind of improvement that we will get is the fact that we've now got a separate platform for our additional content in Patreon, and the fact that not only can people choose to watch the content, they can actually listen to it and stream it via the podcast. And once we sort out the RSS link to like the likes of Spotify or other podcast platforms, if that's available for users, I think that's really that quality of life that people could do with, really. So they can listen it to in their car, or they can listen to it whilst they do the dishes, or if they're at work, like sit on their tug, putting stuff in the bins, they can have it in their ear. Bricklayers, I don't know, whatever you guys do as a job. But we got Street Spirit in the chat. I want to say hello to Street Spirit, and it's a very, very important question, a very important statement. In fact, we should definitely spend a few moments talking about this, Steve. It's a very, it's an issue that comes up from time to time. We need to take it seriously, and as we are content creators in the FPL realm on YouTube, I'm just going to keep stringing this along before I get to the point. We don't show our ranks on screen, and it's like, I think that you can only be qualified to talk about FPL if you are in the top 50,000, top 100,000, because otherwise, what's the point of even pressing the live button? I mean, you're just wasting their time, wasting our time. And I'm to be honest, I'm a little bit embarrassed that I don't show my rank. I haven't got around to doing it yet. My rank at the moment is 402,000 in the world. Take that as you will, because at the moment it means absolutely nothing. Rank at the moment means absolutely nothing. I could end up in the top 50k at the end of the season. I could end up in the top 2 million still. From where I am at the moment. I've not used any of my chips apart from my wild card. Steve-O is currently 1.4 million. So don't listen to him. He ain't got a fucking clue. But he's also in the top 200 or something in the sky. I don't know. You can tell him. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, let's just all spend a moment of self-reflection, because I'm a fraud. I shouldn't be doing this. I need to find something else to do in my spare time, because FPL just isn't working out for me. I'll come back when I'm in the top 10k, or I'll try and buy an account from someone. 273,000 to animations. Gerald says he's 377. Well, you know more than me then. Oh yeah, RSS link would be awesome. I'm sure it'd be. Well, if anyone knows, by the way, if anyone knows how to set up the RSS link via Patreon, please reach out to me or Steve-O on. Well, probably Steve-O actually on the Discord, because we're not. Well, I certainly don't. See, I haven't got the access to it at the moment, but Steve-O's got the access to it, so he can look in the settings and work out how to do it. And let's be honest, Steve-O's doing the majority, if not all, of the additional stuff currently as stands anyway. So it's most important that he knows. Hello, Dally Paul. How's it going, mate? You all right? Yeah, he's talking about the Juice show again. We've already talked about that. Very, 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 very good. 1.6 million. Well, Dreads, you might as well ring up FPL Juice and say, excuse me, guys, you do
That's
really
like... James, come on. You can do a better impression of Dread FPL. Hello.
Hello. I don't... I can't do it. I can't even do it. What am I doing that for? The phones don't look like that anymore, do they?
Come on.
Do you want to know something? I was at this soft play, right? This is a really little story, right? Tune out if you're only interested in FPL stuff, by the way. I was at this soft play area with my little one, and I was chatting to this person that was behind the counter, and she was randomly just said, like, People don't do that anymore. Like, I don't even know how it came in conversation, but you know, we used to do that as kids, like to talk about, like, if you're on the phone. Kids now, they do this. And I haven't thought about it. I'm like, of course they do, because that is being on the phone, isn't it? It's not that anymore. And yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. I mean, that's worth a subscription in its own, isn't it? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Follow us at Elite FPL and join our Discord. But yeah, Dreads needs to ring up.
We're only 14 away from.
Nick and James need to know, Dread, where you are in the world, mate, because you better let Juice know that you need to display that. In fact, I want you to go round to the studio, right, and I want you to have a bit of string around your neck with a big board with your rank on it. Can you do that for me, Dread? Can you? No. Don't think so. I will try asking around about how to set a Patreon. Oh, thank you. Cheers. The As and Mo stuff on Tuesday was brilliant on Juice. Absolutely. It makes me laugh. Like, just the whole show makes me laugh. I mean, I do want Steve-O to try pickle, though. I really do. It ain't going to happen, but 900,000 rank this time of the year, finish in the top 50. Absolutely. You can be, I'm not being funny, Steve-O, but you're doing pretty average at the moment. And I say average, you're underperforming for yourself. You're 1.4 million. You could even end up in the top 50k if you have a barnstorming second half of the season. You get your chips right. It's absolutely pointless talking about rank right now. Yes, it can be an indicator on how your decisions have got you where you are right now, but it's still ways of getting yourself massively up the ranks. You got to remember also, so many people in the top 250, 300,000 have used their chips. Like an astronomical amount of people have used their bench boosts, you know, their free hit chips. They've all been used. I mean, you can look it up. You can look it up yourself if you don't believe me. It always happens every single year. People blow their chips early on. They get an advantage, and then all of a sudden they fall apart. The live chat on the screen is like 10 minutes behind the live chat here. Is it? Looks pretty good to me. My rank is currently 7,311. Oh, what? 7311k. 7.3 million. How much are you willing to pay? Yeah. Well, talk to her off air, mate. Talk to you off air. I can't do a Dread voice, but Steve-O can. It's the first thing I'm going to say on the show. Yeah, I played my wildcard. Steve-O, where are we talking? What are we talking about anyway? Before we were distracted.
Well, I wouldn't mind getting an opinion on everybody's favourite topic, Man United. I thought you did okay. I thought the game was.
We were shit. We were on about.
I don't think you were shit.
We were shite.
Well, let me just give you my opinion.
Did we have actually? What was the stats in that game? I think we had one shot in the box, wasn't it? Well, no, we had Hoyt. We must have had two because we had 2 goals. But I'm sure I was watching Mark Goldbridge, and had Mark Goldbridge on my phone whilst I was watching it on the lagged out now TV over my sister's house. Which, by the way, their internet is shocking. But I was watching the game and I was like, this is fucking awful. Like, bear in mind, Spurs are down, 4 or 5 players, first team players. Of course, SofaScore does not want to load up. But yeah, I think the stats were very favourable to Spurs. Second half, Spurs were. I mean, did you only watch the first half?
No.
Because the first half, I thought the first half. You know, well, we weren't. I wouldn't say we were good, to be honest. I would say that we were. No, I just think you're clouding. I think that you're just basically painting the picture that we were better than the majority of games this season, which is a bit of a difference. I
thought in the first half there was a free-flowing dynamic to your team in which I was thoroughly entertained by what you were doing, and I was expecting you to come out on top of that game. I saw nothing from Tottenham. The problem is that you allowed Tottenham into the game in the second half, and they should have won it in the end.
if anyone thinks that United played good in the first half, let us know in the chat. I thought we played okay. I think that Marcus Rashford reverted to, in the second half, a lot of what he had been doing early this season, just basically being wasteful. I felt that starting the second half, we were weak at starting and getting into the game. We were slow to respond. Rasmus Højlund getting that yellow card late in the first half was ridiculous, by the way. Just want to point that out. I thought that was a joke of a yellow card. Marcus Rashford getting his goal, of course, it was down to Højlund. I think for me, Højlund was the man of the match. He had one shot the whole game. He's got absolutely no service. He is literally a man that is completely neglected. And he took his goal very, very well. But United, for me, were a 6 out of 10. That's over the course of 90 minutes. And I think the second half, I would give us a 4 out of 10. To be honest, a 7 out of 10 in the first half, a 4 out of 10 in the second half. I wasn't impressed, and I think Tottenham should have probably won that game. I'll be honest with you, they probably should have. We can't defend crosses or corners. We look shaky at picking up midfielders at running into the box. I thought when McTominay came on for Eriksen, I thought that was a negative impact to the game. And of course, Garnacho with that beautiful ball in onto the plate for McTominay. Could have scored, should have scored, but he blazed it over the bar. I think it would have been a massive gut-wrenching, disappointing defeat if that had gone in. I think Spurs would have felt, robbed after the performance they put in, because I felt Spurs controlled the game for large parts of it. I think United had moments in the first half, but all in all, very disappointed in United. Don't have an identity, don't have a plan, don't seem to know, what to do if they go behind, or if they, if an early goal goes in the second half. I think a lot of heads started to go down. Just again, same shit, different week. For me, I'm very, very pessimistic, as you can probably tell from my voice. I haven't got a lot of hope at the moment with that United team. We need to offload a load and bring in some players that really want to fight and thrive under Ten Hag's leadership. That is, of course, if he does stay at the club, because there's a lot of people now that are saying that his time should be over, which I think is ridiculous, because I don't see anything else, anyone else coming out of the woodwork to take over that's going to improve United. I think the same players are there that were under Rangnick, under Oli, Mourinho. I think the same issues are there that were under Rangnick, Oli, Mourinho and before. I think even going back as far as Van Gaal, even as far as back as Moyes, same issues in the club need to be dealt with. And, until we deal with those issues, same shit, different week, unfortunately. Back to it's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day for Man United. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter, because I don't want to get called out for talking too much about Man United. Your team, Burnley, let's just quickly talk about them. Everyone seemed to write Burnley off that I'd seen, and they were thinking but Luton were going to score two goals, comfortably win against Burnley. I don't think I said that. I thought that would be a bit closer. In the end, I think I said 2-1 to Luton. I thought Burnley had enough in them to score. They did. They got a result. They got a draw at home to Luton. Is that a result for Burnley, or do you think that that's a disappointing draw against
terrible
Luton?
Draw? But apparently, according to the Turfcast, it was a perfectly fair result. But it's the way you concede the goal, which by all accounts is a very controversial. Was it a goal? Was it not a goal? Mark Goldbridge thinks it shouldn't have stood. I saw nothing wrong with it. The guys on the Turfcast, there was 3 of them. 2 of them thought it shouldn't have stood. The other one thought it should have stood. It's almost like a 60-40 in favour that it shouldn't have stood. And again, it's just strange decision making from Vincent Kompany with his team selections, and we're relegated, so we're not going to. It's just a fact. Vincent Kompany needs to accept the fact that we are relegated, which I think he has accepted that fact, and it's now just a case of playing for pride, because there's no way in hell that we're going to be getting out of this. We're 5 points behind Everton as we stand right now, right this second. So yeah, we're gone.
Okay,
And
I just want to say right now, Steve-O, that I think that I'm having some internet issues with my DNS, which is my to do with my VPN that I use, or NordVPN. Now, a lot of content creators really talk highly about NordVPN as being a really good way of protecting yourself online. But over the last couple of days, I've been having lots of issues with my connectivity dropping out and about speed. So I might have to reach out to them and just talk to them. Because I noticed earlier in the stream that Paulie turned around and said the chat is far behind. So could I just ask if as soon as I say now, can you tell me when I say it? Because I don't think I've actually got internet connectivity on my browser. I can't even load up the websites at the moment. So I don't even know if we're still live. Can you check if we're still live? Because I might quickly just... In fact, I might just quickly just turn off my VPN and hopefully the stream doesn't end. So 3, 2... Okay, I've just turned off my VPN. And... yeah, okay. So let the stream catch up. Steve-O's there. Steve-O, you there? Are we still live, Steve-O? I think we're still live. Hello? Steve-O, can you hear me?
Yep, I was just saying the stream is absolutely fine.
Yeah, cool, because I've just turned off my VPN and the chat are now looking good. Right, I think the chat was a good 15, 20 seconds after we were doing it. So now, if you refresh the stream, we should be closer to live. Sorry about that, chat. We had some issues with the VPN. Shit. Nord, I need to get in touch with them because it's been shite. The last couple of days, we've been getting loads of internet issues. Right. Ignore it. That's all sorted out. Morris is a terrible footballer, says DJ. Burnley got robbed by VAR. Company was pissed after the game on TNT Sports. De Bruyne is a freak. Yep, he's just a generational talent, I think is the word.
He's a world-class player. I think that's the wording you want to use there. He's a world-class player, and world-class player do things that he did last night. And like you quite rightly say, when a team is missing a key component, I care if you're Man City, whether you're Real Madrid, whether you're Liverpool, I don't care.
And the boost that team's got now. Components. The boost that team's got now that KDB's walking back out onto the pitch is the confidence that's going to give them as well, especially after that performance. That whole Man City team is going to be galvanised from that. They're going to be like, we're going to get goals now. We got goals before, but we're going to get goals now. We're going to start seeing lots of goals. I mean, that assist to, was it Bob? Oh, that's got to be the assist of the season, mate. That ball he plays over to Bob, and then Bob, that touch he does to get around the goalkeeper, Dubravka, and slot it in. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Still has to do a lot, but it just looks so comfortable, so natural, so just bloody professional. That I think City are gonna just fly now. I think with him being fit. Right, considering captain Foden against Burnley if Haaland is out, says Lucas Dunn.
But I am
probably not a bad idea, to be honest. It's again, people that captain Foden this week, like myself, probably do feel a bit burnt. But again, still not a bad shout against Burnley. It's still not a bad shout at all. Yeah, other than obviously the Burnley result, I think probably was okay. People saying Burnley felt robbed.
It wasn't okay. It's terrible.
Because it's injustice. There's no justice in the game, that you feel that you should have won that game because of the decision.
No, it just sums up our whole season. Full stop. Playing players that shouldn't be playing players out of position, things going against us.
Here's a question for you.
On and on and on. So,
if company does think that Burnley are relegated, which he probably should be thinking that now. Will he just start playing the players that he had last season, just to give him a run out? To give him Premier League experience.
That would just be madness. You can't just bringing players that are probably ironically.
Well, no, I'm not necessarily saying drop your first team players now and just. But what I mean is just give them more game time. So instead of giving them 10 minutes at the end of a game, maybe give them 30 minutes. Okay, start bringing them on like 70th minute. Bring them on. Just give them that Premier League experience.
He's done this from day one, not game week 21. Not when he went 21 games into the season. He should never have started Trafford.
Should he stay as the manager of Burnley if Burnley get relegated?
Yes, he should stay
and learn his lesson in that respect. Then, if he has the lessons to learn,
I think that there is a very, very good manager in him. I've got nothing against him. I just find his decision making just utterly bizarre. Probably very similar to the way you think about Man United, like a lot of the decisions that are happening there.
I'm
strange.
I am very, very shocked at some of the. Yeah, again, you can't second guess a manager sometimes. Very concerning situation at Reading. It was very sad to see the game versus Port Vale abandoned due to ownership issues. I dare say that we're going to see more and more clubs going into financial issues. I mean, I don't really know that situation at Reading. Can someone kind of explain it to me like I'm 5? Just what is the situation at Reading ownership? Do you know anything about it?
I don't, I'm afraid. It's a subject matter I have no knowledge about whatsoever, unfortunately. Get Flapjack on. he'll be able to explain it.
It's got to come down to finances, right? It's got to come down to fans occupying the pitch in protest against owner. Owners do have, obviously, this is the thing, right? Owner comes in, buys a football club. He's got rights to that football club. That football club, for many, many years has been a community club. It's like football clubs all up and down the country. You get owners that want to do right for the club, and you get owners that want to milk the club for all it has and just use it as a cash cow and just suck it dry like a vampire. And the fans are just the ones that get the shit end of the stick every single time. It's their club at the end of the day. It's their history. It's their enjoyment. And I mean, before, I mean, this kind of reminds me of what was happening at Wrexham, for example, before Ryan Reynolds and McElhenney came in. They had shit for years and years and years with their owners. Their owners rinsed that club dry, and there was no money left, and the supporters had to go and actually keep the club alive. Essentially, it was an amazing documentary to watch, just understanding the ins and outs of actually what that city had to do to keep that club going. And again, looking at this, Reading's League One match with Port Vale halted after 16 minutes. And subsequently abandoned when 1,000 home fans invaded the pitch to protest the ownership. Tennis balls were also thrown on the pitch earlier in that game. The referees took the decision. I don't know the ins and outs, but I can only imagine it's an issue over the running of the club. They want the owners to leave. Obviously, that's the issue. They want the owners to leave, and the owners probably should take notice of this, but they don't have to. This is the thing. They don't have to take notice. They can just, as long as it legally it's their club, right? So it's like Man United. It's like the amount of times Glazer processes have been ineffective, because at the end of the day, Glazers live over in America. They come to select matches when they can be bothered. They don't really care. The money's still going to come in. Obviously, it's a bit different with Reading, but yeah, it's sad. It's really sad when this happens, but this is unfortunately any club. Any club can have a toxic owner come in, say all the right things at the time, but just completely just do all the wrong things behind the scenes and just use it as a, just use it as a play toy, really, to make as much profit as they possibly can. I think a lot of it, owners need to have, my opinion is, owners need to have an invested interest in the club. like not just from a financial point of view, but from a footballing point of view. How do you screen that? How do you manage that? You can't, especially if you've got foreign ownership coming in. People from Asia, from America, from wherever. If you've got foreign investment coming in, what interest do they have over that local team that's grown to be in, say, the Championship, League One, and so on, League Two? What interest do they have over the history of that club, and what relationship do they want to have? Is it just going to be a business? And unfortunately, almost always it is just a business. And I don't know the situation. Like, again, I don't know the situation, but for the fans to go to the lengths to go onto the pitch and to cancel the game, Steve-O, that's pretty extreme.
Yep, and I'm glad they did it. Hopefully the owners take notice.
But they're going to get fined and they're going to get points deducted if things like that happen.
If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Just keep doing it. It's the problem with this country, full stop, is that people aren't willing to take a stand, whether it's someone like myself and my work colleagues when it comes to my own department in a little small hospital, or whether it comes to very large organisations like football clubs. Everybody seems to be scared to take action on things that they see are wrong, and I'm glad Reading fans have done what they've done. And if it means that they get their club back, and if it means that it's going to get run properly, then good on them for doing it.
Be interesting to know more about it, and also if there's a way that if there's a consortium of fans that could get together that could actually offer to buy the club. I mean, again, I don't know the ins and outs in the situation enough to even have a proper comment, but it's just sad when you read stories like that, because it's a legacy. A football club's a legacy. It's not just something that's been around for 15, for one lifetime, one generation. It's multiple generations, and to get to play in the professional leagues is such a hard thing. From being a non-league to being a professional league club, it's so difficult. And to think that it can all be thrown away by irresponsible owners that can come in and just fuck the club up.
Well, again, the fact, probably the best Turfcast episode. So basically the Turfcast is a Burnley podcast. It's probably I'm assuming it's the biggest one that there is, and because they're in association really with the club near enough, and they were talking about many different subject matters, and one of them was going mental about VAR and how the world of football is just run by money, specifically the Premier League. I mean, it's all run by money, I get it, but the Premier League especially, it's become a parody. And people like me and maybe yourself and many people watching this may think the same, but I just have no love for football anymore. I just watch it because it's just part of my DNA, but really I have no connection with any of it anymore, because it is just take Wayne Rooney as a prime example. It's like he was I'm not suggesting for 1 minute he's not allowed to go and watch Man United, but my instant response was, oh yeah, wasn't he the Birmingham City legend? Oh, wait a minute, no, he's the one that completely ruined Birmingham over the past 8 or 9 games, and he's fired. And he's there, sat in the crowd, fair enough, just smiling away. He don't care, because he's got millions upon millions of pounds. He gets fired, move on. Who cares?
Some ex-players just aren't cut out to be managers, and that's true. That's true. That's unfortunately, look at Gary Neville. He tried it. He couldn't do it, but he is arguably very good at being a pundit. I think the majority of people would agree. Him and Carragher have got a good relationship, which spurs back to the time where they were playing in opposite teams and rivalry. And I think that some players, they don't know what it takes to be a manager. That's why some of the best managers have got limited or no playing experience, because it's a completely different skill set. And, I'm just going to read out now that Reading minus 16 points deducted. This is Men in Black in the chat. 16 point deducted. HMRC paid late, so they'll be fined on that. Players not paid. Club no longer owns the ground or the training ground. Lowest paid workers made redundant. These are just some of the issues. It's just in the cascade, a fail cascade then essentially. Andrew Ferguson in the chat, breaking. Everton and Nottingham Forest are expecting to be informed tomorrow that they've been found in breach of the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. What? And this is another thing, like profit and sustainability rules. You fucking joking? Man City have been fucking top of the roost for like what 10 odd plus years now, and they've been spending well outside what people would say financial fair play. And now they're in the courts. Now they're being looked at. But is anything really going to happen to Man City? Let's be honest. Is anything really going to be happening to the Golden Boys of the Premier League? I don't know. I'm skeptical. And then I think Everton have been stiffed up. I don't know. Again, I can't be fully informed. I'm not fully informed. But there's a shitstorm coming. I really do think there's a shitstorm coming at some point with the greedy corporate interests of the Premier League and all the top leagues out there, and smaller clubs that are just getting, it's almost like I don't know how to explain it. It's like Steve-O, when like in the past when you've got officials that have made decisions in games and they've always favoured the bigger teams. Are we going to start to see that now within the regulations and the rules and financial affairs of clubs now? Are we going to start to see the easy targets, the lower level clubs being the ones that are made examples of, and the bigger clubs fined but not necessarily deducted? I mean, again, I don't know enough, but I think there's been carriages of injustice in some of these decisions, certainly taken against Everton. I mean, I think they're acting a lot faster over at Everton than what they've done for Man City, for example, is what I'm trying to get at.
Because Everton, it's like, again, I'm sorry to keep saying it, it's like Sam said on the Turfcast. They don't give a shit about Everton because Everton don't bring the outside world to the Premier League, but Man City do, Man United do, Chelsea do, Liverpool do. These are just
but the only
facts.
way any team's going to get anywhere near Man City is to be able to spend a large amount of money, Steve-O. You need to be able, because there's no way you're going to bring in homegrown talent or bargain basement signings to get anywhere near Man City. The clubs like Everton, like Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, Wolves, Newcastle, who've got the richest owners now in the bloody Premier League. There's no way they're going to be able to fully compete season in, season out with the bigger teams.
Well, that's existed forever, to be fair.
Yeah. But it only seems to be coming to light now. It only seems to be like, certainly, I do think there's a shitstorm coming. I really do. I think there's a shitstorm coming.
It's like every single decade a team has dominated. The only difference now is that it's down to literally money. So what is it? The last 2 decades, first it was Chelsea, now it's Man City. Who's going back
to the fans at Reading? Going back to the fans at Reading, how do you think at some point the fans, if it gets to a point where it gets so stupid and so regulated and so restrictive for lower league clubs, and so clubs in the lower positions of the league that get disproportionalized and treated completely different, do you think there's a point where the fans decide enough is enough, and you got clubs from each other clubs coming together? So it's not just Everton fans and fans from, say, Wolves or Burnley, but other clubs coming together to actually stand in solidarity over shit like this? Or do you think that no, too much money, much like a lot of things, fans will allow them to have their protests, but nothing's really ever going to get done about
but again,
it.
I mean, Dread's agreeing with me, but it just comes down to a societal thing. It's specifically in this country. People are more worried about the consequences of their actions rather than actually doing something which is actioning to get a response out of whatever it may be to see a change. And
the truth of the matter is, though, do you want the truth of the matter is, the biggest thing for the Premier League is rights, TV rights, advertising. Yeah, me, or anyone that go, if we ever attend a football match, so in the odd occasion, if my dad gets tickets for Man United and I go to Man United to watch, or the season ticket holders of a respective football club, or the actual people attending the ground, it means fuck all to them. Really, if you think about it, it means nothing, because the main money comes in from the international money, the international TV, the sales that goes around the world. It really does. Even during the COVID years, when we had empty stadiums, they were still getting millions and millions and millions from TV rights. It means absolutely nothing to the Premier League. Like, I hate to say it, but and again, it comes down to this interest, the financial interest, and the pressures from outside, consortiums, and again, I don't know what this hasn't got anything to do with FPL, but it's football related. We have sold our game out to mega corporations, and the organisation, the Premier League as an organisation, is in pockets of these organisations and corporations, and it's all about the money.
Well, Andrew Ferguson sums it all up with 5 simple words or 6 simple words. Money is the root of all evil, and it's true. People are just you take just your normal everyday working class job like I do. It's all about the money and the profits of what the company that I work for can make. Same with my previous company.
Money is the new god, mate.
It's it is.
Money is the new god, mate. Honestly, money is the new god. Like, you go back a couple hundred years ago, most of the people Christian, people be like attending their church, whatever. They'd be very religious. We worship money now. Like, we've substituted a deity. I'm talking about especially Christians. Like, we now live in a society where we're very, very much secular, very, very much self. What's happening in my life is the most important thing. I don't care about anyone else. I'm a very selfish, self-absorbed, very much narcissistic in the sense of where you think you are. So many people have this disorder right now. Have you ever heard of main character syndrome, where you essentially believe that you are like almost like a video game. You are the main character. You're the most important person in it, and everyone else is like an NPC, and they're just fucking going around their lives as an NPC to kind of interact with you, and that actually everything's centered around you. Like, there's so much of that shit, and now we worship the fucking money devil. Like, it's really bad. I mean, like I was speaking to. I'm going to quickly go off on a little tangent here. The village I live in, we've got a pub that was closed down for 2.5 years, and every single month, people in the village Facebook group would be like, "When's the pub opening again? When's the pub opening? We need a pub back." And these 2 girls have opened the pub back up, but they've opened it back up as a village sort of like meeting place where they can have coffee, and the amount of people going, "Well, it's not a pub anymore. What's going on? I want my pub back." They actually keep in the pub in the evenings, but during the day they're having like coffees and like just food and stuff like that. Because in the village I've got, there's nowhere else in our village to actually go and meet to have a coffee. That you have to go into the city to do that, and I think it's a brilliant idea. But the amount of people in the village that have changed now as a result of not having a meeting place. People are very, very, very much like compartmentalized, and like on my street that I live in, like I don't see my neighbors. I don't see them. And I think everyone can relate to that. Like, I think it's really sad that we're just like, we're so scared of even, going, like, to kind of reach upon my point is that they've opened up this pub, which is now a meeting place, and they're struggling to get people in from the village. They're like putting on the Facebook groups going, we're open now. We're open between 9 and whatever, 9 till, I think like 1 till 10 in the, whatever. But they're having to really kind of go out of their way to try and attract people in, to be part of the community again, because people have got so like I don't know. I guess we want to see if, again, what has this got to do with FPL? I don't know, but I think society as a whole is suffered. Money is the root of all evil. I agree with you. Money, when you throw money into the equation, it's
I'm not going to talk about it now, but that video you sent me, I am literally going to be doing a podcast about it, about social media narcissism. It's just genius. Yeah. It's just true. And I think that line, everybody is self-absorbed, whether it's you, whether it's me, whoever, everybody is self-absorbed. There are people like you and me that actually we realise there's more to life than...
I think living in a community when there was like, more clubs and more community groups happening. Now, whether that be to do with a certain religion, whether that be, one of many different offshoots of Christianity, I do think that people were more happier. I think people are happier now.
Because we weren't connected to the world, because nowadays we're connected so much to, you just have to, I could go on my phone right now and find out what's happening in Iraq and go, oh my God, this is terrible. And then I could watch thousands upon thousands upon thousands of videos about what's going on in Iraq. Is it affecting me? No.
Yeah, but, you go on the mainstream news now and you read all the articles, and what do you see? Forget 80%. No, but even that though, like you go on Twitter and 80% of the news you read is shit and bad news.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Anyway, like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying this content. It's
better than the football.
Yeah, but no, there is. I do worry. I do worry that we are heading further down dark path. Well, we think it's bad now, Steve-O. We think it's like, holy crap, people are self-absorbed and like distracted by their phones and by everything that's going on. Imagine what it's going to be like when, dare I say it, there's going to be chips that are going to be implanted into people's heads, and they're going to be...
James was talking about that on...
They are going to be zombies in real life, mate. You won't even know. Like, I see people talking to themselves all the time, and they've just got their earpieces in or whatever, talking away and on calls and stuff, and they're not even paying attention to where they're walking. They're not even fully aware of what they're doing. And I just think to myself, what happens when Elon Musk or another company comes out with chips that can interact with the internet via your brain, and how dangerous is that going to be? Like,
yeah, but the only way technology like that works and becomes a global phenomena and everybody does it is when it's
wanted.
You're still able to do things normally and you don't have to do anything.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I think people want an escape. I think people, do you know this whole thing that I just talked about people being like individualized and not in a community? I think people strive. I think people want connection, but they don't want to go out and actually make connections with physical other people.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more the fact that people are more concerned that they're not getting the love that they feel they should. A prime example was yesterday at work. There was this girl. She is beyond help. She's gone. I'm guessing she's mid-20s. And I was watching her, what she was looking at, and she was just scrolling through Instagram. And I'm thinking, you think you're happy looking at all these pictures of these, because I was actually looking, just taking an interest in what crap she was looking at. It was just all these pictures of beautiful women, and she's there going, zooming in, making sure that, oh yeah, she's got the perfect makeup and all this nonsense. And I can guarantee she's thinking, I wish I was like her. Look how much attention she's getting. And then she'll go home and then she'll continue scrolling through Instagram, looking at these beautiful pictures, feel bad about herself, and she'll go to sleep wondering why she's got no.
But these pictures on Instagram and other sites, they're all, a lot of the time they're photoshopped as shit anyway. Like they're not genuine.
I know,
they're not genuine pictures. But again, it's like you don't know what's going on in that person's life. They may be miserable as hell, but they're living their social media life and existence.
No, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, and it's just like,
as a person is clearly the most miserable existence on the planet. But what happiness she gets is by this grim reality of staring at a fucking phone, looking at complete strangers.
We're all guilty of it, though. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of staring at my phone, and I'll watch these stupid shorts on. I don't go on TikTok or anything, or Instagram. I don't go on those apps, but I go on YouTube and I go on those shorts, and I'm like scrolling, and I'm like,
but if there's a difference. No, there isn't a difference, but mindless, shitty entertainment. That's what's hitting the whatever chemicals in your brain to keep you continuously watching the video.
I'm addicted at the moment, Steve-O, to watching a very, very good-looking girl from France, I believe, drawing pictures and doing craft. I'm actually I'm amazed by how good she is.
But are you comparing yourself to her?
No, I'm not comparing. No way.
There we are.
She's an artist and she does like sketches and she does like pencil colorings, and she's just ridiculously good. Like she's got like millions of. But I'm addicted to watching her do her. Yeah, but again, you're watching
somebody that's doing a skill.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I would watch something. If someone's got a skill, I find that really amazing.
Yeah, but if you then started comparing yourself to her and going, "Why can't I do these fucking drawings?" Then you're gone. But you're not. There's a lot of people, they're comparing themselves to others.
Yeah.
And like this girl at work, that's what she's doing. And
as a dad to a young girl who loves to draw as well, like again, she gets excited about seeing new ideas that she can do. Like she's not comparing her artwork to hers. She doesn't look like it like that. She doesn't go, "Oh, I wish I could draw like that." She goes, "That's really cool. I want to draw like that. Like I want to draw the same idea." Yeah. And it's like, yes. I think that's the attitude to have. Like, for example, if you see someone doing something if you see someone doing a talent or a skill online, don't be envious. Find it, and go, "Oh, why can't I do that?" But actually get inspiration of doing something similar, or certainly drawing inspiration from it to maybe even like take part. Like if there's for the sake of argument, if you're interested in rock climbing and you see someone that's very, very much better than you at rock climbing, well, there's always going to be someone better than you, but you can get inspiration from it and say, "Oh, they're using that technique. I need to learn that technique because everything I've done so far has been."
You should.
Yeah. Like for you, bodybuilding or weightlifting at gym. Like I'm sure in the past you've watched channels that have corrected maybe techniques that you've been doing wrong or something like that. You've not gone, "Oh, I wish I could lift weights like him." You've been like, "Bloody hell, he's doing it different to me. Maybe I should try doing it differently."
Well, in the bodybuilding world, I get more tired of the whole thing of people using their bodies as gimmicks rather than presenting actual proper information to their audience to help them. I just find it embarrassing. But
also one of the things that I take away from it is like, do you know when you get these like really like big chads that are going out and going, "I can get you fit, I can get you ripped in whatever 60 days or 90 days, whatever." Yeah. Like every single person, doesn't matter who you are, every single body out there is different in one way or the other, right? Everyone's got their own plans. That I personally believe that everyone needs to have a tailored plan for each individual person.
Yeah.
I don't believe in this. Follow my plan, and I guarantee that you blah blah blah. And it's people that go on these plans, it doesn't work for them, and they get so depressed and upset about it. And all you need to realize is that you're completely different to his body is different to yours, and the person stood next to you, their body's different to yours. It's just, we're human beings, we are different, and And I think simple things like that get kind of lost, and people get so absorbed by conforming to, expectations that they personally can't achieve. And that could be in any walks of life.
Again, it's because the imagery that everybody's presented with every single day of their lives, because they're consuming any form of social media where everything thrown in front of them is perfect.
Yeah.
And when you are constantly seeing perfection, you as a person are then chasing perfection because you think it's the norm rather than actually looking at the bigger picture.
Dread hits it nail on the head on that one. She said the issue is that vast majority of society have been conditioned to believe that you can only be truly happy if your life fits within a certain criteria. Yeah. Absolutely right.
Dread, are you going to be talking about this on Tuesday? I hope you are.
Yeah. Go into a deep discussion about the society, the issues in society. I mean, I think everyone that I've spoken to in some way or form has agreed with me that there's something wrong in society.
Well, you take
that needs to be dealt with, and not everyone can put their finger on it necessarily, or some people just blame social media and say that is I think it's much more complicated than just social media. I think social media is a big part of it. I think mental health is a big part of it as well, and I think a lot of insecurities come from it. But I think, let's be honest, society is in a bit of a decline, and it's up to us all to kind of do our bit. Like, I will go out, if I'm walking the dog or I'm out and about, I will say hello to people. I will go out of my way of just be like, hello, you're right. Or I'll go to the village. For example, I will go to the village pub, which is now turned into a cafe. Some people are against that because I don't know why, because it's different. People are scared of change, Steve-O. People don't want differences in their lives. Why can't it just be a pub for adults? And it's a clique, right? It's a clique of just old men. No, why can't it just be a bit of everything? Why can't it be in the day? It can be a cafe, sort of like tea roomy sort of environment. And then in the evenings, you can have, people that want a few pints. You can have people that want to watch the football. You can have a bit of both and a bit of food. And it's like, change is not always bad, and I think that's one of the things that I take from the village issues right now. People don't always like the change. The truth is, happiness is a state of mind that has no dependency except for the individual's will to redefine said criteria. Again, absolutely right. There's an old saying, isn't there, Steve-O? Smile and the world smiles with you, cry and you cry alone. That it's really all in your mind. And I think having connections with people in the real world is so important. And I worry that the youth, especially younger people, especially my daughter, her generation, I don't want her growing up with all of her friends being online and connected via this app or that app or video calls, because I've seen it I see it in my niece who's like 18, 19 now. And I think she's just like very lazy, very, very lazy. And there has been words from my sister to this said niece. It's not her daughter particularly.
Well, it's down to the education of the adult that is bringing that child up. And truth of the matter is, you've got to evolve with the technology, not let the technology dictate what you're doing with it.
And also we have got the COVID years to take into consideration. There was a shit situation. A lot of kids in like 14, 15-year-olds during those COVID years where they were not in school or they were limited in class sessions, and there's definitely going to be a knock-on impact there. And I just hope that the future, the end of the day, let's be honest, the future of our country and our society is in the young people. And if they're coming out brainwashed by social media and like almost introverted because they're too scared to actually be physically in contact with others, then I worry that we may just end up losing ourselves, even more. But on a lighter note, I do believe in the younger people. I think younger people will find ways and means to not let it get to that point. I think that humans will, fight back. I think there will be a fight back at some point with this social media shit. I really do. I hope so. I'll be part of it if there is. Say hello to everyone I passed near my house. It's a normal here, says Bruyne. Absolutely. A bit of courtesy, a bit of politeness goes a long way. Goes a long way. I sometimes watch these shorts and I can see how addictive they are, which is why I stay away from TikTok. Yeah, I stay away from TikTok. I stay away from Instagram. My worst thing is YouTube shorts. And like I say, I generally watching people that are very skilled at whatever craft or whatever sport they do. There's no community or community spaces anymore. You see lonely people. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you see lonely people sometimes using Starbucks. Other coffee shops are available. I don't go. Yeah, there's a lot of lonely people out there in the world, and it's okay. It's okay. But it's okay for people to feel lonely and go out and try to find connections with others. And I think that's the main thing. Like if you see someone and they want to stop and chat, like sometimes people will stop and chat with me and I'm walking the dog and it's great. It's great to have a little chat with someone. And do you know what? You may be the only person in the entire day that they even speak to. And I sometimes think that. I always think like it just goes a long way to just say hello to other people. Like, doesn't matter how busy you are, just say hi. Hello. How you doing? You right? It's just a massive impact that you can have on their life. Genuinely, I'm not being like taking the piss or anything. I'm not saying that you need to go out there and be like Ned Flanders or something stupid like that. But I'm just saying like just common courtesy. Like if you walk past someone, hello. Don't have to stop and read them War and Peace unless they stop and you get the idea that they actually want to stop and have a chat, which can happen. On a lighter note, did my wild card this week, says Jonathan Mahoney. Who did you captain? Watkins, by any chance? When I was a postman, I'd say hello to all my customers and they'd say hello back. If I saw them in High Street without my uniform, I'd say hello too. They just like, they'd blank me. They'd blank you. What? They didn't recognise you, Colm, or they did and they just didn't want to speak? Oh, wow. That's sad. That is sad. That is sad.
Well, talking of lighter notes, do you want to just end on Mr. Reed's team in the Torbay Elite League? He's 20th.
Yeah, let's go over the leagues. Let's go. We also need to talk about the Super Cup as well, very briefly as well, just to kind of...
Just bring up Mr. Reed's team. He's just to give them a quick shout out because he's a cunt for doing this, but still, it's just unbelievable.
Where is he in the Torbay Elite now?
20th.
Well, he could do with a bit of good luck then. Played his wild card. He's on 39 points. He captain Kevin De Bruyne. He's got McGinn. He's got Bruno. Why has he got Bruno Fernandes? Casual central right here, mate. Saliba and Gabriel. Oh my God, he's back in game week 4. Well,
you're coming off the
every now and again, this is what you call law of averages, Steve-O. This is what you call, right? You know, you may be shit at darts and you might miss the bullseye 100 times, but that one throw you have will hit the bullseye. It'll be a complete fluke. And well done to Nick Reed. Did he have De Bruyne in all the time or did he bring him in purely for this week? Do you know?
I don't have a clue.
Because if he had him in during all the season when he's been injured, which by the looks of it, he's got Haaland there.
Yeah, he did his wild card on the 12th of January. In fact, he did it on the 12th
Porro
of
on the
January.
bench. Burn.
Sorry?
He's got Porro on the bench, 6 points. Is Porro sticking with 6 points? Is he getting bonus?
All the points are updated. Everything's there.
Yes, it's there. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, if you want to just quickly go through the members league, the YouTube chat league.
Yeah. So everything's updated. Yeah.
Super Cup.
Everything's updated. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Rivals League. We've got Gary Horwood, which is in the chat right now. Harbour boy. Top of that is on 31 points. Captain Bloody Palmer. Bloody Harbour boy. God, gotta catch him. Gotta catch you, Gary, man. He's a Villa fan as well, and he's got Watkins. He didn't captain him, did he? No, he didn't. He knew better, Steve-O, didn't he? Alvarez there. Disappointingly, though, he has had Alvarez and Foden play, getting him 2 points. Bowen's on the bench. Who's got coming off the bench? He's got bloody Gusto or Archer. Archer will play, won't he?
Maybe Gusto.
Will Archer play?
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Oh, yeah.
Archer
He's
will
going to
play,
get
yeah.
Gusto. Yeah. He's going to get Archer and Gusto off the bench. Yeah. Nice. Well, you're bloody lucky there. Well, he's always going to get him off the bench. Never mind. There's no luck to that, to be fair. Unless by any fluke that I don't think there's any chance, but Alexander-Arnold does feature in that game.
He won't be playing at all.
Then we go. I have to go back through this stupid thing, right?
I think just go through top spots. You don't need to go through every single.
Ayush second place, Daniel Troac third place, Santos. So basically, we're just seeing Gary dominating that league at the moment.
But it's only by 2 points over Ayush. So
is he just take? Yeah, but he's just taken over. He's just taken over to go top, isn't he?
Yeah, but it's by 2 points.
Yes, it is by 2 points. Yeah, dominating by 2 points. Absolutely. The community league, because we did have someone at the top, Patrick Corbett, who is a regular in the chat. You'd be happy to know, Steve-O, who's in a part of our community league that's got like 10,000 people in. It's ridiculous. Number one. Do you know what that makes him in the world?
I know he's in the hundreds.
Hundreds?
I'm going to guess.
273.
He's that high up.
Yeah, he's on 39 points. He captained Saka. So he's still got his captain to play. He's got Palmer. He has had a lot of players play. He had Palmer play. Trippier. Oh, my God. So he's Trippier 1 point. Martinez in goal. 9 points. Richarlison 8 points. Oh, mate, good game week so far. He has had a lot of play, though.
He's had a good Sunday.
He's had a good, still a long way to go. 3 more players to play for him, though. He makes you wonder if he actually end up having a very fairly average game.
Who are the players
it all depends
left
on Saka, doesn't it? It's a Saka. His Saka captain is vital, really. He's got Saka, Archer, and he's got Baldock coming off for Alexander-Arnold.
Your Baldock as well.
Well, hopefully a bit of his luck rubs off onto me. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And then we got the Members League. Tyler Masawi, who seems to be top forever of the Members League. 21 points though, so his captain probably hasn't played, has it? Oh, no, he's got Saka captain as well. What do they know that we don't? So Trippier coming off Alexander-Arnold. It's got Solanke, Gibbs White, Gabriel, and Areola to play along with Saka captain. Could end up with a decent score. Again, depends on Saka and how he plays. We got let's quickly just double check. Matt's TT's up to second place in that league. Harry Dawson's got dropped down to third. Gary Holwood, who's obviously top of the rivals, is fourth in the FPL Members League. The YouTube Chat League, Harry Dawson top of that, Gary Horwood second, Brendan Lee Saunders third, and rising up to fourth place, we've got Madeline Tudor. We all know Madeline Tudor there. Moved up to fourth. Any big scores? No big scores yet. I can see. The Elite FPL
Jonathan Wilkes in ninth.
Yes.
41. Well, -4, but 41 points. Palmer captain. And he's got Gordon coming off the bench.
Paulie's doing very well as well. Firetog is a trophy league. Do you want to talk to us about that one?
Do I have to?
Go on. Remind everyone what that is.
Well, the trophy league was set up for anybody that was paying the $4.99 Patreon.
Yep.
And started in Gameweek 20. Basically, it's now completely closed.
And you can see from this that Gary Horwood's starting off very, very well. Top of that, Paulie second place, dropped down. Ben Feller third, Firetog.
Yeah, he's above you, Jace.
Captain Palmer, Garnacho 2, Foden 2, Alvarez 2, Watkins 1. Yeah, he's apart from his captain though, it's been pretty disappointing for him. Still a few to play. He's got Mike Cunha. Who's he got off the bench? Udogi. 1 point. Oh my God, yeah, he's. I think it's just his captain really. He's got 1s and 2s everywhere else apart from Porro, but yeah, not that great so far for him. Doggy 1 point. Yeah. Let's just quickly talk about the Super Cup. Shall we?
Well, you're going to have it all in front of you.
Well, yeah, you can chat to... What's the
well,
chat
Animations
saying?
is saying here, Tony, the people that have captained... I mean, did you know Dan captained Tony as well? I mean, I don't know what the fuck these people are thinking, but you just... I just think that Tony is such a random captaincy pick against a very good Nottingham Forest team. So I don't quite... I'm not suggesting he won't get any attacker returns, but is he guaranteed to start? He will. But
I don't even want to talk about the Super Cup. I've just seen where I am in it.
Doing as bad as me.
Right, Super Cup, ladies and gentlemen, is in full swing, as we all know. Let's start off with Group A. Matty win a lot, doing very, very well. 9 points, top of the Group A. FPL Haggis in second place with 6 points, closely followed by Lino in third. Group B, we've got Max Roberts, top with 9 points. Madeline Tudor with 6, with Rodrigo Mimoso also on 6 points. FPL points alone only dictating the ranking that. Group C, Firetog, bloody Firetog. Top of Group C with 9 points. What No Graphics are 6, and then we've got third place Danish Doughboy on 3 points. Group D, we've got FPL Leo top with 9. It's closely joined with on 9 points with Star Wars Dan. FPL points separating the two. FPL MK on 6 points. Karma Baby not yet scoring any points. Neither is Podner. Dread FPL is a top of Group E at the moment, 9 points. FPL Bailey on 4. Nikhil also on 4, behind on FPL points. Group F, we've got Notorious top, 9 points. Devon Star 6. Emmy on 6, behind on FPL points, or tiebreak I should talk about actually. Nuclear Atoms yet to score any match points in that group. Group G, we've got...
Ironically, one of the few people that actually mention it on Twitter is doing crap. Brilliant.
Yeah. Group G, Frenchie FPL top, 9 points. Brendan Saunders on 6, Sultan Saeed on 6, myself on 3, Simic on 3, and Brew. You remember him, Steve-O? Brew. He's on
Deserted
0.
us.
Jacko, 6 points.
Like everyone else.
Top of Group H on FPL points. Ragav, 6 points. 20 titles, 6 points. Harry Dawson, 6 points. A very close Group H at the moment. FPL points separating a lot of them. And tie breaks. Group I, Kazali top, 6 points. I should yawn. Emil Smith Joe with 6 points. Blonde on 6 points. Bilal on 3. PM on 3. Nick Sharp on 3. All to play for in that group. Group J, we've got James Blake on 6. This is a 3-way 6-pointer at first and third place. All on 6 points. James Blake, John Harris, and Infamous separated by FPL points and head-to-head tie breaks. Gabriel Ropp, AQ, KDB only 3 points behind. So again, not out yet, just yet. Shakalaka Leka Mecca. Shakalaka Mecca Leka. Top of Group K, 9 points. Abu Dhabi, 6 points. Steve-O, 1 point. Yeah. Faded Raza, Group Al, top, 6 points, along with PK7. They're joint on FPL points. They're joint on match points. They are joint top, essentially. Consecutive sack races will be held on each Sunday to determine the winner of that group, it would seem. Group M, Adulis top, Plastovo second with 6 points, Adulis 9. Nick Hilton, King Kuhn trail behind. Group N, the best, oh God, Cy Bellamy, what's he doing? He's top of the group, 9 points. JR second in 6. JC third. Buffy fourth. Manish third. 3 points, I should say, in 5th place, and Ben Walker in 6th place with 3 points as well. So it's 3 points from 3rd to 6th. JR with 6 points, and the best, Cy with 9. So Cy Bellamy doing very well in that group. Group O, Ayush doing very well in the game and in this, 9 points top. Scotty D, 6 points. Callum, 6 points behind on FPL points and tiebreak. Danny Trubarek in 4th, doing well in the game. Not so well in the Super Cup. Group P got Harbour Boy doing very well in the game, doing very well in the Super Cup, 9 points, 184 points in FPL. Crypto FPL second with 6 points, 186 FPL points. And you got Paulie in third with 6 points, 177. So Paulie's in there with a chance. Ramanathan, nil points. There we are. That's the Super Cup as it stands at the moment. We still obviously are not all the way through the game week. Still can change. Some people have got 3 players left to play. Some players have got 6 or 7 left to play, Stevo. So it's a lot can swing in that time, right?
How many players have you actually got left to play?
Oh God, I've got. God, you're asking me a question now.
Including
I don't even...
Bulldog. How many?
I have got 5.
I've got 5 plus Richarlison, 6.
No, I've got. Well, no, I have. Hang on, I've got 6 because Trent Alexander-Arnold's not going to play. So I've got Cunha, Solanke, Saka, Baldock, Saliba, Areola. 6.
So Areola, a very, very high chance of a clean sheet. Saliba, a very good chance of a clean sheet. Very good chance. Saka, well, God,
Well, you haven't even got
he seems to be a captaincy pick, so he's probably going to return, considering he's a popular captaincy pick.
Are you worried about Saka not owning him?
Nah, not really. I don't really care about Arsenal attack, to be honest with you. He's in my Sky team, but I don't really care for him in FPL. I think I've got the better FPL midfielders that I want in my team in the 3-5-2 formation. I'm avoiding Arsenal like the plague in FPL until they start showing signs of life.
Signs of life. It's life, Jim. It's not as we knew it. Right. With that said, I'm done. Are you done?
Yes,
I think we're all done. It's 10 o'clock. It's past your bedtime, Steve. Thank you ever so much for tuning in, guys and girls. And we much appreciate the support that you continue to give us. Check out our Patreon, check out our Discord, check out our social media at Elite FPL. Like the button if you've enjoyed the stream. Subscribe to us if you're new around here. Enjoy it. And we'll be back. When will we be back? We don't know yet, do we?
Well, probably next weekend. Sunday. And well, actually, technically, there's a video out tomorrow evening. There's a
video out tomorrow evening premiering. Steve talking about everything other than FPL, and then we've got maybe a chance that Saturday evening I'll do a stream. Just mind you, it's the games. It's Arsenal. I mean Arsenal.
Saturday evening. It's Saturday afternoon, 12:30. Don't worry about that. It'll be Sunday surgery. Next week Sunday. Let's not mess about it.
Yeah. All right, see you later, guys. Take it easy. Unless you're on Patreon, of course, and you get content before then. Bye. Yeah. Wave. Have you finished waving?
Yes.